Welcome to Zach to the Future. I'm your co-host, Dash O'Driscoll, joined today by the president of the U2 fan club, Mark Paul Gosselaar. Hello, Mark Paul.
Hello, Dashel. This is a big episode, pal. We were talking about this right before we came on air, as radio people say, or podcast people. I don't really know what we are, but it's the Big 5-0.
Big 5-0. Can you believe it? Time flies. We didn't commemorate a year at all. We just glossed over a year.
50 episodes of Saved by the Bell. 50 episodes of Zach to the Future. I have watched, 49 episodes? Because do we count the first one? I don't know.
No, this is actually 50 episodes of Saved by the Bell, because we don't count the first episode of Zach to the Future, listener. If you're new, I'm not sure how you got here at episode 50, but the first one was like a how do you do, get to know you. It was orientation, you know?
Got it.
Like class.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've actually reviewed 50 episodes of Saved by the Bell.
After this, we will have in the future.
Got it.
This is the 50th.
You know what's funny is, this whole podcast was started because of my lack of memory of these episodes, and we watch them, and it's supposed to spark something. Some of them do. Watching this episode of All in the Mall, which is the one that we're currently doing. I don't remember filming this. Definitely don't remember any of the actors. But I don't remember any of the 40 or 50, 49 other episodes that we've done in the past. Like if you told me like what was, I don't know, give me one of them,
I feel like you would know. I think you're being.
Yeah, you think so?
Like Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind. You remember what happened there, don't you?
Well, here we go.
You got it. You can do it.
Screech. I remember the secret agent, right? There's an agent that comes to the
kind of overacting,
overacting agent. I remember him like fumbling things, and Screech. He doesn't get hit by lightning though. Is that the one?
No, that would be. Oh God! Now you got me doing it. That would be Fatal. Oh God! Which one does Screech get struck by lightning?
Why does he? Every time he opens his mouth, why does the radio sound?
Oh no! He does get struck by lightning. Excuse me. That is the same one. Oh my God! Now you're the expert. The tables have turned. 50 episodes later. Well, Mark Paul, I'm amazed you don't remember anything about this one, because it is so. It's like we'll get into it why it looks that way, but it's as if you're on a different TV show. You're in the full set of a mall. It's It's like Malibu, but without all the fun of the beach.
All right, well, give your summary, and then we'll get into it, because I have some facts as well, and I see from your notes you have topped my facts. You're just a wealth of facts for the show, and I think I'm a fact machine. The listeners will definitely appreciate it.
Let's get into that summary though, because they'll definitely appreciate that. Zach left Screech sleeping in the mall overnight at the front of the line to buy U2 tickets. Screech hesitates mid-purchase, loses his spot, and has to go to the end. Lisa, Zach, Kelly, and Slater discover $5,000 in a mystery bag while waiting for Screech. They decide to use it to buy U2 tickets, scalp them, return the money, and pocket the profit. Two scary mobsters run up after they leave. The gang bribes their way to the front of the ticket line, only to find out the show's sold out. A new U2 show goes on sale tomorrow. They'll retry their scheme. Only those two goons chase them all through the mall. They get away and sneak into a sporting goods store and camp overnight in a tent to be first in line tomorrow. When they go to buy tickets, they realize they lost the cash. They trace it back to the shoe store and find the cash in a shoebox after trashing the place. The two mystery guys show up again. They lose them again by hiding in a wedding mannequin display. When they go to get help from mall security, they're scared into believing he's in cahoots with the goons, only to reveal the whole thing was for a hidden camera TV show. Their prize? 5 front row U2 tickets. What an episode. What a series of twists and turns.
Well, here's my fact. This particular episode was shot July 16th, 1991. This was the week before we actually went to the beach and started filming the beach episodes. So this came before. And we started the season of 1991 back in July. Mystery Weekend was the first one, then Rockumentary, and then All in the Mall. And
2 episodes that we still have yet to see. Yeah, those ones
exactly.
are still coming up. Those are good ones. This
They
one's
are.
okay too.
This one's good, right?
I do like this one. It has like a very campy feel to it. It's kind of like about as zany as it gets for Saved by the Bell. I mean, we'll get to it, listener, I promise. But there's like a Three Stooges homage, right smack in the middle of this thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of tropes in this one.
Yeah.
Which, love them or hate them. I think it made for a good episode. I enjoyed it. Plus, my hair looked amazing.
Of course, that's all we care about. I only have one word to describe the episode, Mark Paul, and that's fun. We all know that. 50 episodes later. And we're in Act 1. Like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. Where listeners, you may be surprised to know, if you're not an old person, people used to have to do this. They used to have to wait in a physical line to buy concert tickets.
Yeah. So what's the protocol for waiting in line? Like you can sleep in line. People do this for Apple products, right? You can actually sleep in line, but can you sleep in line for 4 other friends?
That's a tricky one, but I would say in this situation, I think he earned it. I think you earned the right. It's also a little looser, like these regulations, like you're not in front of the Apple store. It's a ticket line. I think it counts. But also Screech would have been able to buy the right amount of like it's not until they get the cash where they get greedy and say we're going to buy 50. Like Screech was within his purchasing rights to buy 5 tickets. That's all he was doing,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I think that's fair.
The other thing, where's Jessie?
Good question. Jessie injured her knee in the Rockumentary episode. We know that now, and that's why she's not in this episode. She was sitting it out.
This solves the mystery.
Yes, it all...
The Band-Aid mystery.
It's the Band-Aid mystery, which, funny enough, has nothing to do with Mystery Weekend. But she did injure her knee in the Rockumentary episode, or maybe before it, or I think during it, if I understand, rehearsals. I need to double check my story. But yeah, that's why she's not in this one.
That's why she's not in this one, and that's why
she's not in this one.
After this particular episode, we go to the beach, and she's wearing a Band-Aid for all folks. 6 episodes.
Yeah.
God,
we cracked the case. Look at us.
This is my favorite. We solved Band-Aid Gate.
We did it. Case closed.
And
you can stop
never
writing the letters.
Gate again, as long as you don't use the word fun again.
Oh, I can't. I can't make that promise, Mark Paul.
I can't make the promise about Gate.
Yeah, well, we'd both be liars. Just want to do the quick details here. This really was a U2 tour. They were touring for Zoo TV, their Zoo TV tour from February 92 to December 93. It was for Achtung Baby. It was the highest grossing North American tour of 92. They made over $150 million with 5.3 million tickets sold. So Saved by the Bell, kind of referencing this like historic 90s concert tour.
And we start off with seeing the long line waiting to purchase these tickets for the ticket counter to open. I see a lot of new background, and I see some old as well.
Was it a mix? Do some of those kids go to Bayside?
Some of those kids go to Bayside because I see Yuri Henley in there, and I see one of the other female background artists that we see quite a bit. I also see my friends Sean Silva and Brian Good, who will join us in the beach episodes. And something that should never happen, but they are all blocking the elevator. I feel like that would be something would never happen in IRL. That's in real life for all the kids out there. But also sleeping in line. I had to figure this out. Sleeping in line in a mall. So he slept in a mall. That's not going to happen. You can't sleep in a mall.
I mean, let's just use our imaginations here and say maybe the mall understood what a big deal it was and they allowed people to camp out. I don't know. That's the best I can do. This is before the internet. You would like putting your body somewhere to get these tickets was the only way to guarantee you could do it.
Right. Yeah. Did you ever have to wait in lines for tickets? Or is this before your time?
No, this is actually totally on the cusp of my time. And yeah, I did. I waited in line for concert tickets. Absolutely. I used to ride my bike to the Tower Records on Ventura Boulevard. There was a Ticketmaster window, and I would get concert tickets there.
What did you wait for? What concert?
I mean, there's a story here, Mark Paul. There's a teeny tiny story that kind of leads me to sitting right here. But the concert I rode my bike to get tickets for one day was the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Neil Young at the Hollywood Palladium. Pretty cool venue for 2 people. It was a fundraiser. I was 12 years old at the time, and I rode my bike there, and when they announced how much tickets were going to be, I only had enough money for 1 concert ticket. Now, the lady next to me in line, who was an adult woman who noticed I was reading the autobiography of Malcolm X, again, listener, if you listened last week, I carried big books around as a kid. Kind of annoying.
Wait, you carried this book with you while you rode your bike?
To line, I rode my bike to the Ticketmaster.
Where'd you keep the book? Like, did you wear a backpack?
It was probably in a backpack.
Too?
Yeah, probably in a backpack. I had to bring some snacks. I was there all morning, Mark Paul.
I'm getting a whole picture. You're just painting a picture.
And also, I looked about 5 at the time.
Was it a BMX bike or was it like a mountain bike?
Mountain bike. It was a mountain bike. Okay. Not too many mountains in my life. But yeah, so I'm there, and this nice lady who I'd been next to for hours, because I was one of the first people in line, she saw the look on my face when I was like, oh crap, I'm 12 and I can only buy 1 ticket. And she very calmly said, look, buy the ticket. This thing's going to sell out right away. I live around here. Let me meet your parents. I'll take you to the show. You can meet my friend I'm going with. Like, she seemed very cool and above board. Her name was Colette. My mom did meet her at a local Starbucks. They exchanged all kinds of information. Colette took me to that show. I had the time of my life. And then on the way back, she was like, you seem really young, but you're into music and you get the internet. You should apply for an internship at my company. And I did. And after going a few rounds with the boss, and he was like, no, you're 12. And I kind of pushed back a little bit. And I was like, I really want to work for you. We can call it a math project for school. He hired me, Mark Paul, for spring break. That job led to Funny or Die. And Funny or Die led to the rest is history. Like, if I didn't ride my bike there that day, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
So I'm confused. Are you like 16 right now?
I'm not 16. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I'm 34. But I've been working in this town for a minute.
Because I'm just trying to, do the math here. You were 12 when you met her, but then Funny or Die because of that. I mean, when did you start working for Funny or Die?
I was 20, I think. I was 20. Okay. So I worked at that company. I would work there like spring breaks and summers. It was a company called Fanscape. They did like viral promotions of stuff. And I really just wanted to work there as a kid because they were working with like Weezer and other bands I liked. And I was like, I want concert tickets. It was all for music, but it kind of led to learning how the internet works, and I was able to make funny stuff, and that led to Funny or Die, and yeah, wow. it all clickety clacked together because of a ticket line.
It's
a weirdly relevant story. No, I was holding back on it, but it is kind of nuts, huh? I think about it all the time.
No, it's really cool, and thank you to Colette, because without her,
thank you, Colette. Seriously, shout out Colette.
Do you ever have you ever been in touch with her since?
It came up once where I think I found her on Instagram, or our profiles crossed paths many years later.
Was she
hot?
I
think it was one of those things of like, Colette was a beautiful woman. Colette was a great person.
I'm just wondering why you would look her up on Instagram.
No, it was like
you
the
do,
thing
right?
of, like,
you're just looking at chicks on Instagram.
No, that's not what I do. The name popped up as like, you might know this person. It was like, oh shit, I do know that person.
Wow. Look at that. Facebook knows you so well.
Yeah, they know everything. But no, I'm incredibly indebted to her and Fanscape, the company I worked at for like 7.5 years as a kid, and Funny or Die for that matter. The whole journey, every step, and Ticketmaster. Thank you, Ticketmaster. Can we get back to the episode? Probably.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why not?
I'm fascinated by that. I would like to get Colette on the show, and
Okay, we can. I'll re-find Colette.
This woman is responsible for you and I having this podcast.
It's a real sliding doors thing. Like, what if I brought a different book? What if she was later? What if she was later in line? Who knows?
Yeah.
What if she was a child abductor? What if I just got murdered that night?
I mean, it was different times. 12 years old. Yeah. Do we even know what year that is? I mean, I don't want to do the math.
It was. I can tell you the year was 2000. It was the year, it was the year 2000.
Wow, 2000. So I was about to start NYPD Blue at that point. I was probably around 28 or 29. Again, I'm not really good at math, so whatever.
Yeah, it's ballpark, yeah.
But wow, what a time, man. The fact that you were riding a bike down Ventura Boulevard in Studio City in 2000, yeah. I would have thought that, that would have been only in the 80s, maybe late 80s, early 90s, but 2000, that was like 21 years ago.
I got to get these tickets, Mark Paul. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Neil Young at the Palladium. That doesn't happen every day. That's an insane lineup. That's for charity.
Insane lineup. Was that? I'm not, caught up on all the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Was that Californication stuff?
I think it was right around there, yeah. It was a great time to see the Chili Peppers, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that your mom would actually let you go see the Chili Peppers. Did they wear their cock socks and everything?
No, it was for charity. But no, they were behaving themselves, and it was just an all around like it was a really cool experience. Definitely some like a very like I think she was, she was happy. She loves live music too, and she saw this stranger probably wasn't going to murder her son, and let's face it, at that point, I'd probably done some stuff where if I did get murdered, I had it coming. So, she was probably like either this is a good step for his independence or one less problem.
Oh, I love it. I there's so many good things about that story. We could spend this whole hour just talking about that story.
Well, you know what? Let's not, though. I think we already lost several listeners and sponsors. Back to the episode. The reason this episode feels so different, Mark Paul, here are some facts. This mall was repurposed from an NBC canceled soap called Generations, starring Kelly Rutherford and Vivica A. Fox. Your production designer, Josie Lemonnier, am I saying that right? I hope I am, had access to over 70 set pieces from that now canceled sitcom at the time. You'll see it again. Johnny Dakota's apartment later in the No Hope with Dope episode will be repurposed. But Franco, your producer then, our producer now, he said, quote, a lot of what we did came from repurposing and rearranging those sets. And at a time when your episodes cost about $330,000 each, which is what it cost back then, you guys saved a lot of cash. And all this information, by the way, is from the SBTB anniversary account. That's at SBTB anniversary on Instagram. It's a really cool account. They have tons of history and details. They should host the podcast, honestly. I mean, what are we doing, folks? But yeah. That's where the mall comes from.
You said No Hope with Dope. I'm looking at my notes, and that was filmed in April 15th, back in 1991, before we started doing these summer episodes. It's really weird that we took a few months off and came right back to work. That's not generally how things work on sitcom television. It maybe takes 9 months to film if you're doing 22 episodes. You take some time off. Maybe the summer off, you finish in April, you take the summer off, you can go back to work in September or whatever. But we went right back into this.
It should come as no surprise that the gang put all their eggs in Screech's basket.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong, folks? Like, I really do, after watching all these with you, and it's their fault. It's never Screech's fault. Like, you can't put an alcoholic in charge of the whiskey factory. You can't put Screech in charge of anything important. Like, But of course they do. And come on. What's going to happen? Of course you know what's going to happen. He blew it. And, I like that they set up the wedding mannequins. We've seen them now. It'll pay off later.
The wedding mannequins, but we also set up the fact that Slater really is a pig, like Jesse says. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why can't we meet girls like that? Yeah, great figure. Okay. Doesn't talk back. I mean, it's funny-ish. It was funny back then. Yeah. Probably not so funny now, but...
No, it's also not so funny when you realize, like, adult male TV writers are writing this.
Yeah.
That's also not so funny. But yeah, I guess Slater's a pig. He just wants a woman who won't say anything.
So Screech comes to us, having asked the guy behind him to keep his spot in line because he needs to ask us whether we want the mezzanine or the orchestra seating.
Stupid question. Stupid question.
And so he comes to us and we're like, oh, did you get the tickets? And he's like, no, I need to ask you a question. We're like, well, who's holding your spot? And on cue, here comes the guy walking around the corner. Doesn't, I guess, speak English. That's the whole joke with that one.
Yeah, that was a little confusing to me because, like, I mean, I'm making a face. The guy should have just been like, of course I'm not holding. He should have not. There should have been no reason why him not speaking English should have played into it. Like, he knew enough English to buy concert tickets. Like, he should have just been like, of course I didn't hold your spot in line.
Yeah, stupid.
Why does he have to not speak English?
Speaking of, we call Screech so many different names, like derogatory names in this.
Yeah.
It really was like, okay, this is a hard one. We call him dimwit and lunkhead and dummy, and then the girls start calling him things. I feel like that's another one where the writer should have been like, you know what, let's just limit it to a few things. But after a while, you're just like, man, it's too much.
Yeah, you guys pile on in a pretty hard. I have in my notes a few times. Like, there's a lot of like violence too. Like Screech even hits himself, like some kind of like, I don't want to joke about abuse, but like an abused, child or so. He's like, I'll just beat myself or something. It's like pretty dark. But it's for laughs. I get it, folks. It's all for fun. But it did strike me too as like, ugh, a little much.
Yeah, and the way that Zach like pokes at him and says, "I'm going to kill you" and all this stuff. It's aggressive.
I love the look and feel of this mall. It really does feel like time accurate. It looks like you guys are really at a mall of the 90s. They did a good job on that canceled soap opera. Now, Mark Paul, I know we share notes, but this Eddie character, one of the more disturbing folks in Saved by the Bell history, when Lisa shows up on the scene, she's like, this nice man just wanted to take Polaroids of my feet.
Yeah, listen.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
He's a disturbing character. I agree. What I think is also disturbing is people who are into feet.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who's into feet. I don't get it. I mean, I might be more into hands than feet.
Oh.
But no. Hold on.
Okay.
I would say, like, if you gave me a choice, like, do you like
Right.
this person's hands or do you like this person's feet? I would say I like the person's hands. Now, it does nothing for me sexually. Like, I wouldn't look at somebody's hands and go like, oh man, can I just lick your hands?
Yeah.
But people want to lick feet and they want to shove them in their mouths and they want to do things with them and take pictures of them. And there's like whole dedicated sites to feet. What is going on with feet?
It seems like no one is just a little into feet. Like you're either like all the way on board. Like you're either devoted. Like Tarantino is a world. He's one of the greatest filmmakers just who's ever lived. It's not debatable. But what everyone also knows about Quentin Tarantino is that man loves feet. He's just a big old feet guy. Like those two are you can't. It's almost outweighs his films how much he loves feet. That's how intense a footman's love is.
I was on a show called Mixed-ish, and
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I know this because my co-stars would tell me. I'm not on social, or even when I was on social, it was very limited. Don't ask why.
Yeah, I won't.
But my co-stars would say, because my character wore Birkenstocks, there is a person on Twitter that is all about your feet. And every time they see your feet, they just want to talk about your feet. They want to know what size foot you are. They want to can you take more pictures of your feet? Dude,
awful. I'm so sorry. That's terrible.
Go fuck yourself with this foot shit. And here's the thing. If you're into feet,
go fuck yourself
with my feet. But if you're into feet, it's very I don't know, like reaching out to somebody to have them take a picture of their feet and they're not into like the whole foot fetish. Just cut the cord right there. Like don't keep going down that path. Right? Like it gets a little, it's already weird to begin with, but then you keep going down this path. It's like, unless the person's into you taking photos or like, I understand this fetish that you have. Here's a photo of my feet.
Maybe they're just like a humanitarian. They're just like, I know that I'm keeping a murderer off the street by giving you a foot picture. Because you'll probably kill someone if you don't see toes.
I'm telling you, every
today.
episode, this guy or woman, I don't know who
this
it was,
person,
but this person would ask for pictures, would please tell me, are you ticklish?
God. Oh my God.
It gets dark, dude. It gets dark.
Oh man, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh at you're being like tormented. No. You know who has it?
Listen, I think it's funny too, to be honest with you.
It is kind of funny. I know if you're a famous, I think guys are on there too, but there's a website called Wiki Feet that is just a database of feet. And if you're pretty much any woman of notoriety, like if any profile, like you're on Wiki Feet. It's crazy. Like I'm pretty sure it got brought up in the room as a joke, but I think my boss, Tracy, is on Wiki Feet.
Really?
Yeah, because if you're just like, if you raise as a woman above like the bar of being known to anyone, chances are some sicko who's super into toes is going to be like, well, I got to add her to WikiFeet.
I don't get it.
We live in a sick world.
I can sometimes understand certain fetishes, but feet, I just don't get them. And it's just, there's
a butt for every seat. People, I mean, some people are into butts on seats, but I can't judge.
I'm raising my hand with that one.
Yeah, first of all, everyone likes butts. But no, it is, I agree, feet is on the more disturbing end of like what interests people sexually.
But here's the thing though, I will notice nice feet. Like if somebody has nice feet, right? You go like, oh, that's a nice set of feet. Now that doesn't do anything for me. Like I would never, it doesn't make my blood turn hotter. What's the phrase? Boil or whatever. But that's
boil is like anger, like blood rush.
No,
I don't know.
That.
I got what you're saying.
I don't get a rush of blood to my regions there.
Your Netherlands.
My Netherlands. But you also notice like ugly feet. But do people who are into feet, do they care whether the person has a nice manicure, nice toes, like they're all uniform, or do they just like any foot?
I bet there's I bet there's some people who like, I only like dirty feet. That's a subsection.
I know that
they're like, could you step on something? Could you step on some? They're probably like feet in pain. I'm sure there's like all kinds of subcategories of foot pervert.
No, we've talked about this. We're both fans of Howard Stern, and I think if I'm mixing them up, but King of All Blacks, he loves
one of the Whack Pack members. Yeah,
one of the Whack Pack members. Is he? I don't know if he's a Whack Packer though. Is he? Because
I guess he's just like a regular caller. Yeah.
It's kind of like
he's not like certified. Whack Pack is like the mafia. You have to be like officially open the books.
He's not like
King of All Blacks. He's like
Marianne, right? I mean, he's part of the crew. But anyway, so I know that he likes stinky feet. He likes when he can smell his wife.
Yeah.
He smells other things of hers as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stinky feet and like, but I'm just wondering, like if they have like bad toenails or one digit is longer than the other, does that turn them on?
Yeah, I'm sure some are purists. They're like, I only want the most like perfect specimens of toes. I'm sure there's everything. And there's got to be guys who are just like, I'll take the scraps. I'll take whatever. And not that I know about that.
And this brings us all back to the episode. I'm sure.
Right. This is all back to the episode.
Has beautiful feet.
Yes, me too. Manicured toes, the whole thing. I can see why Eddie, who works, by the way, at a store called the Hot Feet Boutique, which is also sickly deranged. I'm sure Eddie was into her well manicured toes.
We'll meet Eddie. We'll get a face to this monster.
We will. We
later.
We will literally meet this man who is. I would just be so ashamed. As an actor, I know you got to take whatever is on the plate, but I would just be like, wait a minute. I'm playing the guy who works at the mall and takes Polaroids of teenage girls' feet. Okay. When's lunch? Mark Paul, this next sponsor I know is near and dear to both of our hearts and stomachs.
Perfect Snacks. No, that's the name of what we're talking about. Perfect Snacks. Not only are they perfect snack, but they're the perfect snacks. Perfect Snacks has a lineup of fresh from the fridge protein snacks that actually taste good and are good for you. That's why we're so excited to partner with Perfect Snacks and share one of our favorite go-to refrigerated snacks with you.
Yeah, they sent us over these like peanut butter chocolate cups or chocolate peanut butter cups. They have some like sea salt on top. Incredible. I have started substituting my like nightly sweets, whatever my dessert is of choice. Sometimes a little bowl of ice cream or, I don't know, some kind of treat. I've been doing these peanut butter cups instead. Don't miss the ice cream. It's way easier on my blood sugar because it has a low glycemic index. They're like delicious.
No, you're doing a good thing, Dashel, because these have half the amount of sugar and double the amount of protein as the leading peanut butter cup. Now that's something you can feel good about snacking on.
I feel great about it. As soon as we're done, I'm gonna go snack on one. It's about that time of night. And they also sent over some protein bars that have like how do you describe, Mark Paul? It's like cookie dough, right? I mean, that is the best, most.
They're tricking me. They're tricking me because I can swear to you, it's just cookie dough. But then you see that it has like 17 grams of whole food protein per bar, and it comes in about 10 delicious flavors like dark chocolate chip with sea salt, coconut peanut butter, and almond butter. This is magic.
It really is. And because they're made with only whole food ingredients, all Perfect Snack products are stored in the fridge So grab one after a workout or a quick bite in between your meetings or maybe your call times, Mark Paul. Put it in movie star terms you can understand and feel good about what you're snacking on.
And right now, Perfect Snacks is offering 15% off your online order, and they're making it super easy. All you have to do is text ZTTF to 83715.
Shop their refrigerated snacks by texting ZTTF to 83715 today to get 15% off your order. By signing up via text, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages, like cart reminders, from Perfect Snacks at the cell number used when signing up. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Reply HELP for help and stop to cancel. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply. And yeah, they find the $5,000. The $5,000 in a bag. Now, if I find $5,000 in a bag, I'm definitely not staying at the mall with it. That's just me. Like, if I'm going to decide to keep the money, I'm not keeping it there.
Yeah, I also feel that stack of bills looks very fake. We do a really good job now with prop money, and
Right.
I can't tell the difference now. I mean, there's times where they hand me, a $100 bill for, a prop, and I want to take it home and try to use it. But that particular stack looks kind of fake and phony. But
It does. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's a kid's show. No one will ever review it 30 years later.
Is this a review? We've mostly talked about feet and riding your bicycle to buy concert tickets. I just love Kelly's turn in this scene of being like, we must do the right thing, but then even she gets tempted. I love that. I'm really enjoying Tiffany's stretching into the room of Kelly this season. I also like that Zach is a teen who understands short-term loans with interest. That's like advanced money lending. Predatory. And we meet Frankie and Louie, two goons. They look, textbook goon. Back at the ticket line. I wanted to point out this line cutting bit that they're about to do was echoed in the 2020 reimagining in the episode I co-wrote of season 1 called All in the Hall, play on words of this title. And yeah, we did a similar line cutting bit. Just a little Saved by the Bell history.
Did you guys recreate? I don't think I saw that episode. Shame on me.
Shame on you. Yeah, no.
Did you recreate?
I'm sure you did. You just watched so much stuff. That's what happened.
That's what it was.
Right.
Did you do that thing of Screech licking Lisa's hand and it tasting like a donut?
No, we didn't. We didn't do that. But we did. It was like a bit where Mac, Lexi, and Daisy have to like cut a line, and it was similar to the montage where they do different things to distract people. And we kind of watched as a room, if I recall correctly, we watched this for reference to be like, well, what did they do on the original? We were like, well, we can't like tempt fat people with ice cream or like say they're gonna like make out with nerdy girls. Different time.
I just want to point out here that we talked about the background. Again, Mario's sister Marisa is right behind him, right there, and but who is the giant? Behind
my
Mario?
God! It's like, hold on, is his head cropped out of the frame?
His head is
we're
cropped.
watching on your.
Yes.
He's like the nanny on Muppet Babies. We just don't even see what his face looks like. That's so funny.
But I thought it was Elizabeth Berkley's brother, Jason. Jason is very tall. He is actually in this episode, but it is not him. Which is odd because I can't imagine us having two tall people on set. And Jason's a very tall guy. I think he's over 6'6", 6'7", maybe 6'8". I can even go higher than that. He's tall.
He's 7'14".
This guy is
counting?
Equally as tall, but he's in the background. It's like a weird thing, and he's just like giggling to whatever we're saying. So I don't even know if he's actually a background guy, because background aren't supposed to be reacting to what the actors are saying. They're supposed to be in their own their own thing.
Background Island, yeah.
Yeah, Background Island. Hey, there's a new show.
Let's make that show. That sounds like a good show. 50 episodes later, this show sucks.
But yeah, that guy's tall.
Wow. Yeah, you can just see his facial reactions from below the nose. God, your hair does look good, by the way. I know we joke about it, but it's looking good. Yeah. I'll give it up. Credit where it's due.
Mm-hmm.
The elderly U2 fan at the front of the line, again, this information is from the SBTB anniversary account, played by Lillian Hightower. She'd go on to play a small role after this, opposite Danny DeVito in Jack the Bear. I thought she was great. I really liked her line reads. And the idea that this like old woman never misses a U2 show.
And just so you know, the two guys that help out Kelly and Lisa, those are my two friends, Brian and Sean, from the beach episodes.
Are those are not the Fresno boys?
Yeah, those are the Fresno
right?
boys.
Or are those the Fresno boys?
That's
the Fresno boys. Okay, there we go.
That's them. Yeah, good on you. Remember that.
Fresno is known for its chivalry. Of course I remember the Fresno. I mean, I don't remember their names, but I remember the Fresno boys. Yeah. They're chivalrous in Fresno. They pick up bags. I love Lillian Hightower in this. Her little hat, like she's just a perfect day player. And surprise, surprise, Mark Paul. They did all that and it sold out. Which takes us into Act 2. For a mall food court. A classic setting. Do the youths even know about it anymore? I don't know. This used to be this was like such a trope of the 80s and 90s, like just hanging at the mall. Because kids had less shit to do and less ways to stay connected. You needed to physically go someplace to interact randomly with people. Oh, also, a little fun fact. Screech is reading a tabloid paper at the table from the Zack Attack episode. Kind of meta. He's like reading a prop that says Zack Attack from a future episode. But of course the viewers wouldn't know that because that episode hadn't aired. I also have here, Mark Paul, I mean, I'll keep talking about it, but it seems like Zach very quickly stops caring about seeing U2. I'm not sure he ever cared about going to this concert now that as the episode unfolds.
Yeah, maybe a bit of me is rubbing off on Zach. I'm not a really big U2. I before, we start getting people on social, right, going after you for comments that I made.
Sure. Which they do.
They do? Sorry.
Yeah, it's from time to time. Oh, the feet people won't be happy.
Fuck the feet people. Weirdos. Actually,
yeah.
I won't call them weirdos. Right. Hey, I don't care. I don't care. You're into feet. You do your thing.
Be into feet.
You do your thing.
Just don't bug me about my feet.
Correct.
That's harassment.
Correct. So yeah. I apologize for calling you the W word. You're not weirdos. You may be into weird shit according to me, but that shouldn't label you as being a weirdo. But when you keep coming after me to, you want to see pictures of my feet.
Oh, you've been traumatized by these people. You don't have to apologize to them. No, these people have harassed you about your toes. I think that's a
just
line
because I wore Birkenstocks. I'm also not on Mixed-ish. And by the way, second season didn't wear Birkenstocks. They put me in closed-toed shoes, so I'm sure we lost a viewer.
You lost one horribly angry viewer.
But going back,
I'm not the biggest U2 fan either. I think I respect.
Totally respect.
I mean, Joshua Tree. Joshua Tree is a great album, but it's even Octung Baby. I looked because I was like, well, what songs were on that album? And it was Mysterious Ways, One, Even Better Than the Real Thing. Those are some
iconic,
legit hits.
Amazing.
But in the catalog of all U2, I'm not a huge fan.
I'm the same way.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I'm the same way. Yeah. I totally respect them.
Us.
I think they're the even what they've done outside of music has been amazing.
Sure.
Can't take that away. It's just not my thing. I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's certain bands you love and there's certain bands you're just like, I like them. U2 falls into that category.
When they downloaded their album onto everyone's iPhone, I think that was a turning point for me where I was like, this feels just slimy. Yeah. I don't like this. And I know their intention was we're sharing free music with everyone. But I was like, fuck you. I didn't ask for this.
Yeah. Kind of like the person who harassed me on Twitter about my feet.
Yeah, I would say that person actually does more for society than U2 downloading their album on every iPhone in the world. I think that was worse.
Shit. Now,
than one guy harassing
they're going to come after you. That was it.
Everyone's going to come after us for this one. This is episode 50 is where it really falls apart. And they're going to distribute their cash. Why not? How about a little advance on tomorrow's profits? I mean, this scheme has bad news written all over it.
What could go wrong?
They're doing nothing but spending the money. What could go right? It's all they're doing is getting rid of their money. It's Dumb and Dumber. They're never going to be able to give this stuff back. I also like that they don't have phones, except Zach. So regularly in this episode, they're meet at this place at this time. That's a thing you had to do 30 years ago.
I'm looking at that frame of Zach saying, let's meet at this time. No one else has a watch except for Zach.
Good point. There's probably like directory clocks.
Do you remember having to ask people what time it was? Hey, do you have the time?
Oh yeah. I started wearing a watch. Might not surprise you. I started wearing a watch at a young age because I just wanted to have that information. I didn't want to get that from anyone else.
Did you have an analog watch or a digital watch?
Now we've looped back on ourselves. I had a calculator watch, which we talked about, similar to Marty McFly. And I had a few cool digital watches, and I've only later in life got into more like analog watches.
I forget if we covered this, but on your calculator watch, did you actually calculate anything, or was it just the look?
Very, very rarely. I mean, it was like, I was just doing it because it felt fun and cool to have a tiny computer on my wrist. But I mean, joke's on us, right? Like, why did we even learn math? I have a calculator in my pocket at all times now for the rest of my life. Mark Paul, the files you save tell a story. Yours, who you are, what you care about, and what's worth sharing. Dropbox is designed for the things that matter most.
Yeah, and we discussed this earlier before we got on the air.